First Watch now.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
So little late start this morning. We were trying to put everything together, and we've got a lot to talk about today.
Busy, I tell you. But at least we're on the air and we got it going.
There you go. Well, let's talk about football first. Tonight is the next game.
We are. We're going to be in Bisbee tonight, where they're going to be hosting Wilcox Cowboys and Cowgirls. And Wilcox is actually having a very, very good year. You're going to see them go deep in the state. We saw it coming last year. Bisbee's struggling a little bit. Not a bad team, though. They got some good weapons in their arsenal. So, again, should be a pretty decent game. And Jeff won't be with me tonight, but we're going to have a guest caller with me tonight. We'll announce that at 6:30 during pregame.
So pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. And remember, Cochise County football is right here on KWCD 92.3, and it's every Friday, and it's called by Sheriff Mark Daniels, and tonight you have a special guest.
Yes, we're going to have a special guest, so tune in at 6:30, and we'll tell you who that's going to be.
Well, last week we had the jail district. They did the tour. The committee did a tour of the jail. How do you think that went?
Reality struck. Let me just say that. I mean, you can talk about, this ain't working, this is working, needs to be replaced. But until you see it, and when they saw it, it was like reality struck. And let me just say this, and more will come out on that here very soon, because they have 2 more meetings, and then they're going to make a recommendation to rebuild the jail, remodel it, repair it, whatever comes up. But one thing they did say that was fed back to me on information during the feedback was how impressed they were with the men and women that work in our jail. That was an incredible statement. Endless talk about that, how they're keeping that jail up and running for many reasons, from the facility infrastructure challenges to the amount. We're maxed out in our jail for inmate population right now, mainly because of our border. Our border is really hitting us hard right now. And last but not least is, we need more staff. Let's just say it. We need more staff, and they do an amazing job to keep that place safe, safeguard the inmates in there, and fulfill the mission of the Sheriff's Office.
And we're trying to be very open with the public about how this whole process works. And right now at the top of the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, you're going to find a way to catch up on all the meetings that have happened with the jail district. And that way you can get right up to speed, even going into their last 2 meetings, because we don't want anybody to be left behind, because this is really good information.
Well, we just got a survey. I just reviewed a survey yesterday. That was a public survey done by a professional organization. And let me just say, thank you. I mean, it's like over the majority feel that we need a new jail. And they either strongly agree. Either way, it's coming in favorable that they would support a new jail. This goes back to, I think, our relationship at the Sheriff's Office, our men and women all around that work with the community, and it builds around trust. I mean, listen, government is no different than any business out there. You got to have the trust, and you got to have that customer service, and I think that's where that survey is coming back, and the reality that, hey, we've got our use out of this facility.
And so with all of the things going on, including the jail district, that's keeping everybody busy, a lot of things going on in our communities that we've been doing. So we just finished the Cochise County Fair on Sunday. Woohoo!
Yes.
So that's a done thing.
In the books.
That's right. And in addition to that, we wanted to thank everybody for coming out and visiting with us. Didn't have a whole lot of swag to give away, but that didn't deter anybody from coming up and just shaking hands and saying, hey, we appreciate what you do. We appreciate our communities. So thank you, everybody who made the time to come over there and say hello.
And I was told it was record attendance at the 98th Cochise County Fair. So that's nice to hear. It really is. County fairs are American tradition. We want to support that. And so thank you to the fair board that puts that together every year, and we look forward to the 99th coming up next year.
And then rolling right along, we also have things that we're doing today, right, Grady?
That's right. There's a job fair today. Speaking of getting more people into detention, we're hiring at detention, and there's a job fair today from Arizona at Work. It's at Wilcox and El Camino Real. That's their facility there. There's going to be lots of people there at this job fair, but it's your chance to get in on the Sheriff's Office.
It truly is. I've hired 2 18-year-olds. 19-year-olds that graduated from Buena last year, former wrestlers, former criminal justice students over at the CTE program at Buena. So I called them, and anybody I hire at the Sheriff's Office that gets hired, whether it be detention, patrol, support, I personally make that call. and welcome to our team. And so I got the opportunity last week, got another one this week, where I called 2 of our former students here at Boynton that are now working at the Cochise County Sheriff's Office. So it's exciting. It is. So 18 years old, you can walk in our jail and start your professional career in law enforcement.
And we just got some raises that take effect as well.
We did. Again, we got the raises up. Thanks to Ann English and Peggy Judd for voting in favor of that. We appreciate it. In current times where inflation's high, economies are challenging, let's just put it that way. I mean, they go out and give their heart and soul into, working in a jail. It's a tough position. It's a tough job. But we bumped their salary up. We bumped support staff and also deputies up. And are we getting rich, folks? By far, no. But at least we're staying quasi-competitive, and that's what we're trying to do here. And it's a rural county. We expect we're not going to get paid what Phoenix, downtown Phoenix PD or Mesa, but bottom line is we're staying in a good competitive market, and that's what it's all about. And so thanks to Ann and Peggy for supporting us on that.
And a sign-on bonus as well.
And thanks to our state lawmakers, thanks to Governor Ducey, we have a $5,000 sign-on bonus for if you come work for the sheriff's office, whether a detention officer or a deputy. And that came through the state. And by the way, we, on behalf of Arizona sheriffs, we got $10,000 for every deputy and every detention officer in the state of Arizona that works for a sheriff's office as a stipend and retention bonus.
And some of the things that they can use some of that money on are starting to happen this weekend too. We have events all over Cochise County, so we're going to be having our fingers in those pies. Rex Island Days Parade tomorrow in Wilcox. So you're going to be there. We're going to have our deputies. We're going to have our color guard by Danny Martinez. He's assumed that role, and he's doing a fantastic job thus far.
Good man.
And our animal control officers.
Yeah, it's at 10 o'clock, the Rex Island Day Parade. Nice, well-attended parade. It's one of my favorites to go up to Wilcox and do that parade. And big events at the park right afterwards. They got tractor pulls, car show, just a lot going on. So if you're looking for something to do tomorrow, and then you can stop by Apple Annie's right down the street.
Right.
Right down the street. I mean, so a lot to do tomorrow there in Wilcox alone.
And Sky Island Tours.
Yeah, National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI is putting that on tomorrow. Starts at the mall in Sierra Vista, goes out. It's a bike ride. And you don't have to be a professional bike rider to enter this. I mean, this is their annual fundraiser. That starts at 7 o'clock from the mall in Sierra Vista. I think the safety brief by our Sheriff's Assist Team Commander, John Black, is at 6:45, and they'll be doing the security for the bike riders while they get out in the county area. So thanks to SAT for doing that. And then also tomorrow morning, Kiwanis, San Pedro Kiwanis is doing their annual, and Just Kids is doing their annual golf tournament at golf up on Fort Huachuca. I can't think of the name of that one is. Mountain View, is it? I think it is, the golf course up there. But either way, it's up on Fort Huachuca, and that starts tomorrow. I think registration begins at 6 in the morning for that. So if you're looking to do a little golfing tomorrow, want to support the kids, that's another one you do at 6 o'clock.
And Oktoberfest.
October.
We are going to be in October.
No, it's Art in the Park.
Art in the Park. That's right. That's right.
Art in the Park. Art in the Park starts tomorrow. They're setting up today, and our Sheriff's Assist team will be. They, excuse me, I feel like I'm getting old here. They are actually doing security for that during the weekend, keeping all the crafts and arts protected during the weekend. And so come out to Art in the Park starting tomorrow.
And next weekend, Cars in the Park, man. It is super busy.
You know, September and October are busy times, and because we're involved in so much, and that ends it all. Really, the last thing we end is our charity ride, which is the first Saturday in November. And again, that's coming together very well thanks to Sergeant Ray McNeely and his team over there. And we're giving out $100,000. We're excited to 10 different charities.
And I'll tell you, one of the things that came about most recently in this is there's over $30,000 in raffle prizes. Okay, so keep that in mind. You get a raffle ticket, you get like your opportunity. These are really, really good prizes. And now if you register, which please register, go online and register. You have to make sure you register. Go to our webpage at cochise.az.gov. /sheriff, and there's going to be a link that you can follow there. For every registration, you're going to get a free raffle ticket. That'll just kickstart it. So that's like your chance to win. It's like a free lottery ticket with a lot better odds. So make sure you sign on and you do that. That's, again, one more thing that we can give to the people who are willing to come out and support good causes.
And it's all 100% of the funds raised go to these charities. There's no admin fees that we keep. It goes right back in there. Again, I said it, and I'll continue to say it. Thanks to Jay over at American Southwest Credit Union and Sean Lawley over at Lawley Automotive Group. And but you can have a Jeep, motorcycle, off-road, side-by-side, you name it. We have 2 different courses, one for the motorcycles, one for the off-road. It's a great day of fun.
And that's coming up on November 5th. So make sure you get your tickets at cochise.az.gov/sheriff. And then also we've got some retirements to talk about.
Yes, I want to recognize 2 of our employees. One is J.C. Hoke and also Randy Judd. They're both detectives with us. They've spent their professional career with us. J.C. actually went and worked for the federal government for a little bit and came back, but both of them are eligible for retirement. They are retiring. I've worked alongside of both these gentlemen, and they're true professionals for the last 20-plus years. They're leaving us, and they well-earned retirement to relax. I thank their families for allowing them to serve this community, but they've been great friends of this community, great friends of the Sheriff's Office and law enforcement. I wish them both very, very a great retirement.
And also we have a new law that's taken effect that we want to talk about, and that'll get us started on our border stuff.
New law went in effect yesterday. ARS, Arizona Revised Statute 13-2323, and that is the new smuggling law. So it means if you're smuggling for profit, whether it be children, whether it be adults, irrelevant, and you're concealing them in a car, that it is now a Class 2 felony. So all these smugglers that we've been addressing, so now, we talked about this before on the show, deputy pulls over a car, and inside the car, the trunk, there are people that are being smuggled in our country. We will now start charging that driver for Class 2 felony. And some people say, well, that's harsh. Folks, you are smuggling, you're exploiting human beings. It's no different than kidnapping. It really isn't, under the hands of a criminal organization. So again, we had a meeting with Brian McIntyre. I applaud him, the Carr County attorney, with our team, and effective immediately. If we catch you, you're going to go to jail for a Class 2 felony. And that's a 48-hour long form, which means we're going to accelerate the charges.
And again, looking at the dynamic, so it's a full circle. So now we're going to start charging them Class 2 felonies, go back into our jail. People ask us what the process is when Border Patrol charges them. There are charges that are placed by Border Patrol, but it is a vicious circle. And look at all of the things that we are encountering with Safe Streets. Again, we're not putting out every single case and then have everybody be able to give their comments on our social media. But even just 3 in the past 2 days that we've highlighted because of their significance. Florida, a man and a woman from Florida came over here to do this in a 2022 Toyota truck that was rented in November of last year, and I guess they just didn't take it back. So they also had drugs. Vehicle. Yeah, they also had drugs. They had hypodermic needles. They had, obviously, they were charged with those things. Transporting 8 people, and then another one, coming from Michigan, making a stop over in Tucson and saying that was a temporary place for him to lodge, but actually having 4 people. And we get criticized like how many of these are getting by. We're doing what we do. We're making sure that it's a multi-agency effort to get the people stopped and taken care of as best we can at this particular point. But again, it's going to be something that we're continuing to work on, even with more teeth now.
We do. Now we have a law, and thanks to our lawmakers, that we do. We have a law that supports another component of smuggling in the state and specifically Cochise County for us. We're going to continue, continue doing what's right. I wish I had 1,000 more officers and deputies, but we don't. So we got to do with what we have. But the thing is, we're not turning our heads on it. We're not ignoring it. We're doing everything we can. And we're pushing 900 border-related suspects have been booked in our jail. That's what we're pushing up to. That's pretty impressive. I mean, I've compared that stat to anybody. It shows we're doing the right thing. We're prosecuting them. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, and put out the message, which is very important, that if you smuggle here, you go to jail here. And that's very, very important to me. But I'm glad this law's on the book. We're going to push forward to see where it goes.
And one of the other things that has evolved and is going to be directly impacting all of the traffic going in Cochise County is a new criminal interdiction team.
We do. We got a team that's put together now, and that team focuses strictly on traffic enforcement and interdiction. And so when these drivers are coming down, they're speeding, they drive cars that the registration's canceled on it, whatever it may be, this team is looking for you. And I heard them the last few days. I mean, they're doing an amazing job already. Amazing job comes to pursuits. In fact, you look at, and just to give you some highlights, over last week, we've had 2 sheriff's cars units damaged as a result of smugglers driving into them. We had an officer from another agency injured. We had a chasing a couple days ago. The suspect again ran from that zebra unit. That's their call sign, zebras. Ran from them. The vehicle rolled. Injuries. It's uncalled for. Enough is enough, and you've heard me say that before. We're going to continue pushing this to protect our citizens in this county. Continue to put prevention in place. I spent the last couple of days in meetings with the state and my team when it comes to trying to identify funds and get these funds locked in by the end of the year, so this helps sustain the cost. The last thing I want, all these things going on from the border, is to have the citizens of Cochise County absorb that. So whether it be a jail cost, capital cost, personnel cost, operational cost, we're getting that paid through the state, and the state is stepping up doing that. So I'm very, very excited, plus getting us more equipment to address some of the issues here.
And 2 of the cars that were damaged, but there was also an officer that was injured at one point as well.
There was an officer injured during a pursuit. The officer was in the foot pursuit and got injured. Again, this is all at the hands of smuggling. It truly is. And people ask me all the time, and I'll argue all day to the point of common sense. It's the rule of law. It truly is. We cannot allow people to be smuggled, exploited, however you want to look at it. I mean, people come in the country. It's not what you see in Eagle Pass. It's not what you see in Yuma. This is what you see here is people being stuffed in vehicles, stuffed in trunks. It's just not humane. And first of all, and second of all, they've come in the country illegally. We have a lawful duty to intercept and do the right thing. We have to manage this border, and right now that's not being managed properly.
And there is one case in particular that struck a chord yesterday, which is a person that we've had contact with here in Cochise County multiple times, and they're working a case on him right now, and he's made over $500,000 smuggling.
$500,000 smuggling just out of Cochise County, right, Carol?
Yeah.
$500,000 coming to Cochise County. And people don't realize as inflation grows, as economies are unsettled, that promotes crime. We all know that. That's a statistic. Go back and look. As crime goes up, usually your economy's failing. Where are we at today? Now you got the cartels asking lucrative numbers to come here and smuggle as part of an international criminal organization. And look at the one we posted here today, a 60-year-old. I mean, 60-year-old down here smuggling. Then you got a guy come out and saying, yeah, I made $500,000. Wow, folks. I mean, at the backs of exploiting human beings. Something's wrong with that.
Do you have a stop of the week or a safety message for us this week?
Safety message is this. And I'll just say, with the new law in place, the ARS, I encourage people to go look it up. You look it up, 13-2323. If you know somebody, help me with the safety message and share it to the public. If you know young people, share that statute. That's a Class 2 felony. It puts it in the same category as murder and kidnapping. There's our highest, Class 1 felony is the highest felony we have. So it shows you how serious our state is, how serious we are when it comes to applying it. Share the message, share the statute, share the message that we have at the Sheriff's Office that if you're going to smuggle in Cochise County, you will be charged and there will be consequences. That's the message.
Well, invite everybody out to Cochise County football for tonight.
Thank you, Grady. Thank you, Carol. Hope to hear everybody at 6:30 for pregame, 7 o'clock. Game kickoff with Bisbee and Wilcox tonight. Thanks, everyone.
And that's Sheriff Mark Daniels. It's First Watch on KWCD Country, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your Sheriff's Office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County. So we have Shop with a Cop, Kirsten Kessler. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
All right. Yay. So thanks for being over here today. You need to talk a little bit. You're a recipient for the charity ride coming up, the 10th annual. So we wanted to welcome you here and have you tell us a little bit about what's going on with Shop with a Cop and how people can get involved.
So Benson Shop with a Cop was started in 2010 by Denise Celentano. She had then signed it over to the Cochise County Sheriff's Association around 2016, 2017, and then I got my hands on it, and I've enjoyed it ever since. We do 52 to 55 kids come out and go shopping with our officers. They get to spend about $150 for Christmas on themselves and their families, and they have a great time. They get to bond with the law enforcement and see them in a different light than they might sometimes see them. We do try to take kids that have had bad experiences with law enforcement, such as like their parents being arrested by cops. By getting them out there with law enforcement, we're hoping to build a better relationship with them than what they've seen so far in their lives.
And so they get to shop with a police officer, to get to spend some money. Is it like one store you guys go to? Is it like all over Benson? How does that work?
So we start at the school in Benson. They get some donuts and breakfast and hang out with their cop. And then they get to do a caravan from the school to the Benson Walmart where they get to go shopping. They get to play with the lights and the sirens, which I think is the coolest thing ever. And a lot of the officers actually let them push the horns and play with the lights and stuff, so the kids really enjoy that part. And then we do all of our shopping at the Benson Walmart.
And how do you guys usually raise fund? I mean, you're getting $10,000 from the charity ride this year, but how do you fund this throughout the year?
Honestly, it's just such a great event that I normally don't have to try very hard.
Nice.
Benson has really been a great community to donate money, and I can't thank the sheriff enough for helping with this program. I went to him when I took over about 2017 and said, hey, look, I'm going to need help, and he said, whatever you need, you let me know.
So how can the community help Shop with a Cop in Benson?
So for this year, we're taking any donations to the charity ride because we are getting money through the charity ride. Next year, if they want to donate to the Benson Shop with a Cop, they can always get with me. They can email me through bensonswac@gmail.com. They can also give me a call on my cell, 520-366-2921. And we are on Facebook as well for Benson Shop with a Cop. We also have applications out right now, so if anybody knows anybody that might need a little help this year, please reach out so you can get those applications.
Do they have to live in the Benson area?
We do not. We have spread it out to Benson, Pomerane, St. David, Tombstone, Wilcox. We do a couple in the outlying areas of Sierra Vista that the Sierra Vista Shop with a Cop doesn't cover, and we are working towards Cochise County area, Cochise area, and Sunsites, Pierce, basically trying to put it into a whole Cochise County event for kids that need it.
And you have applications now, which I think is critical because every single year, as sad as it is, you know, we get calls saying, I need some help. I need some help for my child. I need some help for my grandchild. I need some help for someone I know. And usually it seems that it's too late, so I don't want to encourage anybody to wait. I really don't. But you've been phenomenal for the past 2 years. I've called you saying, can you please add one more? And you're just like, oh my gosh, one more. I don't know, but you've always been able to do that. So thank you.
You're welcome. And the applications are out to the schools in the area. So if you go to your school, they might have it. If not, again, just reach out to me. I'm more than happy to email them out and get those started. And honestly, this year we're going to try to take even more kids than we did last year.
Well, we thank you for coming and talking to us today about Benson Shop with the Cop.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
All right, and you guys can get your tickets that will also help support Benson Shop with the Cop by going to cochise.az.gov/sheriff and purchase your charity ride tickets because Shop with the Cop is one of the recipients of $10,000 this year, but you need to buy your tickets.
That's right. Make sure you do that and do it online. You know, just go ahead, buy a whole bunch of them. And again, whenever you sign up with the charity ride, you get a free raffle ticket. $30,000 worth of raffle gifts. So be ready for that.
And those are like big toolboxes and gun safes and
I know.
lots of good stuff. I think everything's a $500 value or more, isn't it?
It is. It
Yeah.
absolutely is.
Sweet.
So all big stuff. So get ready to do it.
All right, and who do we have coming in next?
So now we have Relay for Life. I can't even talk today. Michelle Dixon and Aiden Ruoff. So thank you both for coming in today. We appreciate it. So tell us about Relay for Life.
Well, thank you for having us. Relay for Life is a local community event we've been doing here for, I would say, 20-ish years, if not more. It used to be a very large event. Unfortunately, due to COVID, it's kind of lost its. We couldn't do Relay for a couple of years. So we're trying to bring it back, struggling. We're a little short notice this year, but it is going to be on October 22nd. It's no longer an overnight event. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday. So we were used to do it Fridays and conflicting with people's work schedules. So we're actually hoping to bring family members out and make it more of a community support event. Relay for Life is a fundraising event, obviously, for the American Cancer Society. However, we really want to make it more of an event to celebrate our survivors and remember those who we've lost and focus on the family members and support for the teams as well as fundraising. So it's kind of a threefold situation. We have a big survivor event, so if you have a survivor, you know somebody who is a survivor, please get in touch with us. We do a big photo, they have their own laps, they get a dinner at Relay for Life. We have luminarias that we use to remember survivors. Those are used for fundraising as well, so you can purchase a luminaria ahead of time. We do have some available the day of. We would like it, though, if you can purchase them beforehand so we can be prepared and have them on the track for that night. They'll be lit by candles, and you can decorate your bag however you'd like to either remember, celebrate, just a bag with a name. Doesn't have to be specified. And we do that at nightfall. At nightfall, we do a big ceremony, luminaria ceremony, where we will present names and everything like that. We also have Mr. Relay, which is a very big, fun event. I don't know if anybody's participated in Mr. Relay, but they should. It is basically a dress-up male drag show, lip singing, the best guy who wins, and then they go out with their purse bag afterwards. It's always a big fun time, that's for sure. We will have entertainment and activities. Like I said, it is an event that we also want to encourage people to bring their families out to start celebrating and teaching families from young ages to fundraise, support, be part of the community. So we do have activities for kids all the way down. We'll have some groups coming in, some belly dancing hula groups. I have martial arts groups coming in. So not only in past years they've done demonstrations for everybody, but this year the groups participating have also agreed to do like a quick education instruction. So if you're participating in Relay, to get you out there and enjoy it.
And it's also, the survivors is a big part of this event, but there's also people that are just finding out their cancer diagnosis, so there's also lots of information there as well.
Yes, absolutely. We'll always have a lot of information there. We have booths available. We can get you in contact with people to help you. Relay for Life does a lot of fundraising, and we can get you to the right patient programs, participating programs. And it's a community. If you're just finding out you have cancer, what better way to find support than inside your own community with people who have had it.
So this is coming up later in October, and we're going to have you back again on the show to talk about it as we get closer. So how can the community help out the Relay for Life other than attending?
Fundraising. We do fundraising, sponsorships, getting in touch with us. If you just want to donate, we have a Facebook site. It's SV Relay for Life. I know some people have tried to find it under Sierra Vista Relay for Life. It's SV Relay for Life. You can get in touch with anybody there. Our Relay event lead is Tammy Sappho. You can call her at 520-227-0024. We can set you up with fundraising, and you can also go to our website. It's www.relayforlife.org /Sierra Vista AZ. Donate, fundraise, whatever you can give to help us get the event going.
All right. So is there anything else you want to add about the Relay for Life coming up?
I don't think so.
All
Not right
then
now.
Just give us the dates one more time.
October 22nd from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Park. Our theme this year is Patriotic, United, We Fight for a Cure.
All right, well, thanks for coming and talking to us today. First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch Now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office. And our next guest from the Sierra Vista Police Department, it's Officer Borgstadt. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we've got a really cool event coming up this Tuesday that the community just loves.
Yeah. National Night Out has always been very, very popular in Sierra Vista. We get a lot of agencies coming in from all over Cochise County, fire and police agencies, and a lot of service providers this year coming up, set up their booths, tents, tables, that type of stuff to pass out information about the various services that they offer in Sierra Vista and throughout Cochise County. This year's going to be a lot of fun. We always like to change things up a little bit and do some different things. So this year for the First Responders Challenge, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a sack race, and then they have to put on a Frozen T-shirt and then sack race back to the starting line. So, yeah, the Frozen T-shirt's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of donations from various organizations and businesses in Sierra Vista for this. But basically the concept is, or what I did was wetted down the T-shirts, balled them up, put them in a bag, and they're in the freezer.
Oh, so they don't even have to undo them.
They have to undo them and then try and put these T-shirts on. And the fun part's going to be there's various sizes. So if you got a big person, they may end up with a small T-shirt.
Gotcha.
And vice versa. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be this coming Tuesday on the 4th at Veterans Memorial Park. The event starts at 5 and goes till 8 p.m. Come on out. It's a lot of fun.
Free to the public.
Absolutely free. Absolutely free.
And what's fun is the kids really enjoy being able to climb on some of the police vehicles with all the lights going, and it's great for the kids.
It is. Yeah, they get up close and personal with some of the law enforcement and the firefighters and that type of thing. This year too, we're letting the kids put their handprints on emergency vehicles, which is a lot of fun. We're going to have washable finger paint, so they can get their hands all finger painted up and then put their handprints on an emergency vehicle. Should be a lot of fun.
So that's coming up on Tuesday at Veterans Memorial Park. Make sure you check that out. Also in the studio with us, we got Sergeant Wachtel with the Sierra Vista Police Department, and you have another DUI task force you'd like to tell us about.
We do. Good morning. Obviously, Rex Allen Days is kicking off this weekend up in Wilcox, so the DUI task force is getting together and taking a trip up to Wilcox to work this event. Again, good thing with the detail, or good thing with the task force. Any detail that goes on within Cochise County, we all get together and we travel and we help each other out. So I know a lot of times I'm on the radio talking about Sierra Vista events, but we do love, obviously last weekend we were in Douglas. This weekend we're headed up to Wilcox. So again, folks, if you're going to go out to the Rex Allen Days, have a good time, but plan ahead.
Did you guys catch anybody DUI in Douglas this weekend?
We did. We had a couple DUIs, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And that's why I come on here to try to educate and let people know that we're not threatening you, we're not anything like that. We're just trying to educate everybody. If you're gonna go party, have a good time, by all means have a good time, but plan ahead.
And education is key, because those two people could have chosen alternatives, and that's what we're here for, just to tell you about it. So if you're going to Rex Allen Days, there's so many other different ways to get rides.
There is. I mean, I don't know all the taxis up there in Wilcox, but there's got to be. There's other ways to get home or get wherever your destination might be, instead of driving impaired behind the wheel.
And you also love those designated drivers when you come across them.
We do. That's a plus. So again, designated driver, that's an option. Do it.
And do you have any sponsors for this DUI task force?
Just a Wilcox. Actually, Wilcox Police Department, they kind of do their own thing. Their entire organization, they bring in food themselves, which, I mean, it's wonderful up there. So thank you for Wilcox Police Department for inviting us up there.
And thank you for being out and keeping us safe at the DUI Task Force. We appreciate what you do.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. First Watch on KWCD Country, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch with the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
Join us again next Friday morning, 7 to 8 a.m.
First Watch.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Only on 92.3 KWCD.